Hello, welcome to another video. This one is a bit of a conjunction video with the 20mm Chechens that I've already painted. For a little while, when we've been gaming at the local club, Whitley Bay 3D Gamers, one of my gaming buddies, Carl, has Russians for the Chechen War, and we've obviously been just using those. However, I've sort of always wanted some figures of my own. The Chechens I've got are the tiny terrain figures, which are really nice. I think it's a little bit problematic getting them at the moment. So anyway, on Facebook, I think it was Facebook, there was a guy selling a set of painted ones. So these are obviously Russians, the Chechen War by Tiny Terrain. I had a look at them. He put a number of photos on. I had a look at them. They were at a very reasonable price. The exact price escapes us now, but they were very reasonably priced. So I bought them, got them back, and basically what I'm in the process, what I'm going to do is tart them up a little bit, rebase them. He's got them on 25mm MDF bases. He's done urban bases, but me Chechens are on 20mm bases, so I basically wanted them to match. So rebasing them, tarting them up a little bit. They are on the when you see them in the video, they're for the vast majority of people, they're probably perfectly fine. He's done quite a nice job of them. And when I say tarting up, all I've basically done is done a little bit of alteration to the uniform, in particular the body armour assault vest that they're wearing, redone the flesh and tarted the weapons up, and obviously rebased them. I've based them so that they'll match in with my current Chechens, which are on like an urban winter base. I'll put a link in the description of the video, obviously to the Chechens. Regulars will have probably seen the video, so they'll know what I'm talking about. So that's it. So what we're going to do now is go down to the workbench, which is in the temporary hut out in the back garden, and we'll have a look. We'll have a look at the figures. Right, so these are the Russians that I was telling you about in the introduction that I got for a very reasonable price. As I mentioned, are the tiny terrain figures, which match the Chechens that I've already got painted really well. Certainly enough for a platoon. There's enough for what I want. The guy who's painted them has, obviously I bought them painted. I'll give you an example here. This is one of the squad leader types. He's got them mounted on 25mm MDF bases, and he's done them as urban bases. So he's sort of done a dry brush grey, and I think there's little bits of, I think it's MDF sprue, if that makes sense, glued on for bricks. Basic uniform, quite like. The green in the body armour assault vest is a little bit too bright for me. So what I'll be doing is basically tarting them up a little bit. I will be rebasing them. I'll base them on UK pennies so that they match me Chechens. And basically what I'll be doing is I'll be redoing the flesh. I don't know if you can see the flesh areas tidily done, but he's done quite a basic flesh. So I'll be tidying the flesh up, redoing the body armour and the weapons. Uses a similar technique to me for the weapons, but I'll be tarting them up a little bit and obviously rebasing them. So as you can see, I've sort of divvied these up into rough squads. So there's guys with PKMs. The majority of them have obviously got the AK-74. There's a couple of guys with RPG 7s. There's also a lot of RPG 18s, which is basically the Soviet version of the law, the British 66mm. There's a sniper, which is here, and there's a a guy with an AGS-17, the 30mm automatic grenade launcher. So there's certainly enough. The sniper pair, there's a spotter and the guy with the rifle. And yeah, I'm really I'm quite pleased with them. They'll take very little to sort out. So that's where we are. Right, and what we'll have here are two of the figures. These are actually identical figures. This guy here is how I got him. So again, I'll show you him. So as you can see, this is just a basically a guy with an AK 74, and he's got an RPG-18 slung on his back, the assault vest body armor, and he's got one of the sort of, don't know what the helmets are called. I'm sure someone will shout in. It's not the standard Soviet steel helmet that they also wore. Some of the figures have got those on. That's more like a bit like a sort of a hockey helmet almost. Anyway, so as I said, he's got them on a grey MDF 25mm base, couple of bits of MDF on, painted as bricks. Obviously, for a lot of people using them as is, they would be perfectly and completely usable. I tend to be a little bit anal with stuff, and I wanted them to match the Chechens that I've already done. So as I've said, I'm going to show you the figure that I've tarted up. All I've basically done to it is banged it on a UK penny base and repainted a couple of little bits. So I'll show you that now. So this is the guy I've repainted. You can see he's on the base here. It matches me Chechen, so they're like a wet, snowy winter base. As you can see, I've altered the assault vest flak jacket. That's been toned down a little bit. I'll see if we can go in a little bit. Oops, sorry. Right, and you can see I've redone the flesh and the weapon, and that is about it. He's, as I say, did the base and then just did my varnishing technique. So Humbrol gloss poly first, and then the Daler-Rowney matte over the top to fully matte him down. So that's where we are. What I will do, I'll put a couple of them on the turntable and let you have a look at it that way, and you can see what you think. So all in all, really pleased with them. Certainly, I got them for a very reasonable price. They weren't much more than what the Bear-led castings were, and at the moment, I'm not sure that you can get a hold of them. So very pleased, and I would certainly recommend. I think he sells a little bit of stuff on eBay. I'll see if I can dig out a link from Check First, and I'll post a link in the description. Right, so here we are, the turntable, the two figures, the one I've done on the left and the original one obviously on the right. As you can see, base wise, I've done so the matching with my Chechens. So they've got some, I think they're Juweli, I think the company, they make a series of bricks. You can get them in different colours, really nice. So they just put on little tufts, some snow, and obviously repainted the flesh, the assault vest, the AK, and the RPG-18, and that's basically what I'll be doing with the rest of them, rebasing them, flesh, and any weapons, and obviously the assault vest. So all in all, I'm quite pleased with them, and they'll match in with me Chechens really nicely. Right, so there we are. Quite pleased with the way the test figures turned out. It'll not take as long to do the platoon. Vehicles wise, I really like Rubicon kits, and they've recently released a BTR 60. Now I know that might be a bit early for the Chechen war. I've no doubt the Russians use some of them. You'd probably be looking at BTR 70s or maybe BTR 80s. However, on the upside, it will allow me to use them for Soviets in Afghanistan, which I'm toying with the idea of doing, because I've got quite a lot of 28mm Afghan Taliban Mujahideen types, so they'll be usable for that. I've bought one of them, so I'm going to see what they look like. You can get Empress do a nice, I think they do a BTR 70 and a BTR 80, but the Rubicon kits are really nice. So I've bought one. I'll see how it goes. I'll get that knocked up and see what it's like. So as normal, if you've liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not already a subscriber, have a think about subscribing. You can do that from the main channel page, or alternatively at the end of the video, bottom right hand corner, you can click on the button, which is a modern 20mm Empress British Infantryman. So coming up next, actually tomorrow, which is, hang on, 31st of March, the guys are coming to erect the Wargaming garden room. That was delivered a couple of days ago, so it's currently a massive palleted display on my front lawn. So they're going to go and do that, so hopefully by the weekend that'll be up. We'll then look at getting an electrical fix in and obviously getting the furniture sorted, so that's really good news. Really pleased, quite excited about that. Painting wise, I've also started doing some work to the 28mm Argentinians for the low level skirmish that the previous video was describing. So that's all in hand as well. So all's good. Obviously, once we get the Wargaming garden room up and running fully, the videos will be a lot more frequent, and we've got space to have a permanent games table in there, so there'll also be a lot more after action reports. So that's all good. So that's where we are. Once again, thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.